What I'd like to do is arraign you on the 2 misdemeanor charges that are alleged against you, inform you of your rights, inform you of your pleas, and take that plea on record if we're able to do that, and that way it saves you having to come back to court and personally appear.
Okay.
All right. To do that, I have to get your consent to do this by video and waive your personal appearance. Do I have your consent?
Yes, sir.
All right. So the 2 misdemeanor allegations that are alleged against you is an excessive speed violation, and that speed is alleged at let me get a copy of the complaint here. There it is alleged at 92 miles per hour in a 65 mile per hour zone. That is a Class 3 misdemeanor. And then there's a driving suspended, revoked, or canceled driver's license allegation. That is a Class 1 misdemeanor. The Class 1 misdemeanor has a maximum fine of $2,500, 6 months in jail, and or 3 years of probation. There is no mandatory minimum, so the court's discretion is from 0 up to those maximums. The Class 3 misdemeanor has a maximum penalty of $500 plus surcharges and 30 days of jail and or 1 year of probation, and that also does not have any mandatory minimum, so from 0 up to those maximums. The prosecutor in this case has not expressed any request for jail time, so you're not facing jail time in terms of sentencing on any of these cases. So let's say you plead guilty or no contest, or if you're found guilty later after trial, you're not facing jail time as a consequence of sentencing. If that changes, you'll be notified and your rights will change. Okay, so as of now, that's not, no jail time is being requested. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Your options are to plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. If you plead guilty or no contest, we can move forward into sentencing and conclude the case today. If you plead, the difference between a guilty and a no contest plea is the following. If you plead guilty, you're acknowledging the facts of the case and admitting to the crimes. If you plead no contest, you're not admitting nor denying the facts of the case, but accepting the conviction of the case. Both no contest and guilty show on a criminal history. Your other option is to plead not guilty. If you plead not guilty, I'll schedule you back to court for a pre-trial conference. That's where you meet with the prosecutor. They may share the police report with you or any other evidence they plan on using against you on the misdemeanor charges that I described to you. And one of 3 things will happen at the conclusion of that pre-trial conference meeting. 1, the case will in fact go to a trial. 2, the case could enter a plea agreement. Or 3, the case could be dismissed. Again, this is only dealing with the 2 misdemeanor violations. Do you understand those 3 options of guilty, no contest, or not guilty?
Yes.
All right. You also have the right to hire an attorney at your own expense. Since there's not any jail time of this case, you do not have the right to a court-appointed attorney unless you can give the court any qualifying reasons why you would need a court-appointed attorney outside of I can't afford one. Do you have any of those reasons?
No.
Okay. So your choices then are to waive the presence of an attorney or hire an attorney at your own expense. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
How do you wish to proceed with the hiring of an attorney or waiving the presence of an attorney?
Um,
So your choices, again, that's all right. Let me make sure you're clear on it before you decide.
okay.
So since there's no jail time, the court can't provide you a court-appointed attorney at little or no expense to you. So depending on how you're going to plead or how you're going to proceed, you can take that into consideration. And then you take into consideration whether you want to be represented by an attorney or represent yourself because you can't afford an attorney, or you want to seek and inquire to find out how much they are. So you would let me know if you're wishing to waive the presence of an attorney and move forward
Yeah,
into a plea,
I'll
or
waive it.
you want to waive the presence of an attorney. Are you
Yeah.
clear, or do you need me to explain any more on that?
No, I
Okay.
believe I think I got it.
Okay, so I'll be sending you a form that waives, number 1, the personal appearance that I talked to you about by doing this by video. And the second part of that form will have a waiver of an attorney. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions before I take a plea from you on the 2 charges of excessive speed and driving on a suspended, revoked, or canceled driver's license?
No.
Okay, how do you wish to plead to those charges?
I'll plead guilty.
On to both?
Yeah.
All right, pleading guilty, we can move forward into sentencing. That saves you another court date to come back to court. All right, what I need to do is make sure you're aware of the rights that you're waiving by pleading guilty, okay? First off, are you on probation or parole?
No.
Okay. By pleading guilty, you're giving up the right to plead not guilty and require the state to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You're also giving up the right to have a trial in front of a judge. You're giving up the right to have the assistance of an attorney at all stages of the proceeding, including appeal, and we talked about that with the waiver. You're also giving up the right to confront witnesses against you and cross-examine them as to the truthfulness of their testimony. You're giving up the right to present evidence in your own behalf and have the court compel your chosen witnesses to appear and testify free of charge. You're giving up the right to remain silent and be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And you're also giving up the right to a direct appeal. Give me a moment to catch the paperwork up. I want to make you aware of possible collateral consequences, and those are possible collateral consequences. They include the possible suspension of your driver's license, an impact on a commercial driver's license or other professional license, an impact on insurance rates, the revocation of probation or parole, an increased penalty for further criminal charges, becoming a prohibited possessor if convicted of domestic violence charges, and if you're not a citizen of the United States, a plea or finding of guilt may result in your deportation or being denied citizenship or reentry. Further on your citizenship is Rule 17.2. If you're not a citizen of the United States, pleading guilty or no contest to a crime may affect your immigration status. Admitting guilt may result in deportation even if the charge is later dismissed. Your plea or admission of guilt could result in your deportation or removal, could prevent you from ever being able to get legal status in the United States, or prevent you from becoming a United States citizen. Understanding each of these rights I've just explained to you, you wish to waive those rights and enter your guilty plea?
Yes.
Okay. You may file a Rule 33 petition for post-conviction relief, and if denied, file a petition for review. I'll give you a letter that explains what that is. It'll also explain to you how to set aside the judgment of conviction pursuant to Arizona Revised Statutes 13905 once the terms of the sentence have been completed, and you may qualify for a certificate of second chance and apply to seal the records pursuant to Arizona Revised Statutes 13911 once the terms of the sentence and the timeframes therein have been satisfied. I'm going to review a factual basis with you. This is what you're pleading guilty to in these facts. On 11/11 of 2025 at 7:45 a.m., you were contacted at or near milepost 263 on State Route Highway 260. That contact was made by the Gila County Sheriff's Office. In that police contact, it was found that you were speeding at a speed at 92 miles per hour or more in a posted 65 mile per hour zone, and that you were driving a motor vehicle on a public roadway while your license was suspended, revoked, or canceled. Those offenses occurred in Gila County in the jurisdiction of this court. Does that sound consistent?
Yes.
Okay. Regarding your plea of guilty, are you making that plea voluntarily?
Yes.
Anybody force, threaten, or harass you to make that plea?
No.
Anybody promise you a lighter sentence or punishment if you pled guilty, you'd receive it?
No.
Okay. The court finds that you entered your plea of guilty knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently, and will accept your plea. You're going to see a form like this. It has my initials going down the edge of it. That's the rights that I read to you that you're waiving. It requires your signature at the bottom of the form. I'll indicate that with an asterisk that needs to be signed. I'll also get a signature from you of the notice of warning and rights that I talked to you about and how to set aside the judgment. The other form that I'll have you sign is the waiver of personal appearance and the waiver of the attorney. Do you wish to give a statement to the court before we move forward into sentencing?
No, thank you.
All right. Standard fine for a driving suspended, revoked, or canceled driver's license is $481. If you're able to get your driver's license within 30 days of today's date, I'll reduce that fine amount to $202. So that's a savings for you. If you're not able to, the fine will just be imposed. The speeding violation is a $218 fine. There's a one-time court fee of $35.80. That brings the total balance today to a $734.80. Are you able to pay that today?
Not today, no.
Okay, I can put you on a payment plan. Per statute, I need to add a one-time payment plan fee of $20. That brings the total to $754.80. On that balance, how much can you afford to pay per month?
I could pay like 20 to $30 a month.
We'll go with 25. That's the court minimum, and I'll start your first one out 30 days from today's date. All right, give me a moment here. All right. So I'll also be sending you a copy of the sentencing form that requires your signature regarding the information that we just talked about in the payment plan. On the bottom of that form, you'll see some ways to make the payments remotely if you wish to. I understand you still reside in Phoenix, so there's a phone number and a website there that you can make those payments. You always can send a check or money order to the court as well.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance regarding these charges. So happy birthday. You're being released out of custody.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, so I'll get this sent over here shortly.
All right. Thank you.
Welcome.
Judge, you could send it to C. Smith
Okay.
and B. McDaniel.
C. Smith and B. McDaniel. Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
You need to get out?
Yeah, I just gotta wait for the paperwork.
Thank you, Judge.
You bet. Have a good day.
Mm.
Yeah.